Hello and welcome to another episode of Visions of Mana. Bring Stabity the stabbiest stabby that ever stabbied. And we are in Lagrazzo, where we have a ton of things to grab.
To travel.
So let's get them all done.
Oh,
if your hair trouble can't be far behind, just let me read my books in peace. How about you, old man? The scribes in the archives continue their research nose deep in their books, perpetually lost in thought, but they might want to look up once in a while and join the rest of us in the real world. Oh, that's just saying to, go to another area. I'll be honest, you don't really look like the book-loving type. What brings you to Lagrazzo, then?
Oh my.
Your tale of turmoil will become a lesson for future generations to learn from.
Hi.
Hello! You're the one that helped me pick up the scattered pieces of paper from before, aren't you? Thanks again for that. Are you here on another errand today? Young girl's letters. Oh, you have a letter for me. Is it from the little girl who sent out the bottle? So it made its way back to her. I'm very happy to hear this. She put her heart and soul into her first letter, but this one conveys so much greater hope. She's a strong girl, that's for sure. I'll cherish her words as long as I live. Could I ask you to pass on a message for me? Tell little Messatina that she and I will continue to be friends, forever. As soon as she's feeling better, perhaps we can go out for tea and cake together. My treat. I'll be looking forward to when that day comes. Alright, and somewhere over here, right over there, we have a...
yes!
Elemental bloom. The bloom of darkness. Alright, side quests. Pope will be gone, featherly duties, that's Tsata. Kuju in Lagrazzo. There we are. Oh, and it's even where the story takes us. Fine.
Where to next?
We'll go into the Dark Archives, we'll progress the story while also, Yep. Move to the Archives. Let's progress the story, and let's also grab the last remaining, the remaining side quest.
Curious. Just as I feel I'm closing in on the answer, more information arrives and throws off my hypothesis. I cannot rest until I figure this out.
Okay.
Aesch, we did it! We beat the Benevodons!
Hooray!
Congratulations! Though I never doubted that you would be able to dispatch with them, it is good to hear.
Yay!
Master Aesch, you do not appear to have received the requisite hours of repose.
No, he is not.
I assure you, I have gone through far longer stints without sleep. And who could relax when there's so much data to evaluate?
That chair is
But
huge
enough
compared to
about
him.
me. I have something I must tell you all. I have tracked the fluctuations in mana power to Entwine Bridge Pass. If the Benevodons are no longer a threat, then there's only one entity it could possibly be.
Delafos.
Say, is that not the specific span where Delafos swore to be together with Cerulia?
Oh!
We should go if we want any chance to stop him before he enacts his revenge.
You sound worried. We just took out all 8 legendary monsters. How hard can an ancient hero be?
Hush, Karina.
Strictly speaking, we don't even have to defeat the guy, as long as we can get the mana sword away from him.
Yeah.
For this venture, I shall accompany you. I could not live with myself if I missed the opportunity to witness the historic reclaiming of the...
You should be resting, not venturing.
I'm merely fatigued. I will be fine, as long as I avoid fights and focus on my report.
Yeah, maybe take a
I know how
nap.
important it is to leave behind a record for history. This is for the future of Lagrazzo, Terratio, and the people across the land. Their hopes and dreams have gotten us this far. No matter how strong Delafos has become, we will fight. It's time for us to take back the Mana Sword.
Yuki! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Deilophos has
you.
gotta be what's causing the disturbance at Entwine Bridge Pass, but we can't leave unprepared. Let's take stock before we go.
Happy birthday, dear Yuki. Happy birthday to you. One more time. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. Jeszcze raz, niech żyje, żyje nam. Niech żyje nam. Wishing you all the best on your birthday, Yuki. Aesch better be writing only flattening commentary about our exploits, or else. I still think that Aesch should stay here. What if he gets careless and ends up hurt?
Well,
This is not the first time that Aesch has found himself forgetting his own fatigue. I should have said something earlier. Jule? How adorable! Morley is worried about Aesch. Never thought I'd see the day! Good day, Master Aesch. Have you been well? Palomina, hello. And I see you've brought company. To what do I owe the honor? Is there a dire situation I'm required to help resolve? Not at the moment. I merely wished to check up on you for fear that you had become excessively engrossed in your scholarly studies. Again. I appreciate your concern. And you are right, I could do with a brief rest. I should tidy up some of these books while I'm at it. Aesch, you are aware of the difference between rest and work. I'm personally a bit guilty of that one right now. Forgive my curiosity, but are these documents your reports of what you saw in the sanctuary? Oh no, I finished that work some time ago. What you see here is a chronicling of the alms. You-alms, to be specific, though it is still something of a work in progress. What's so interesting about us? How can you say that? This generation of alms is a collection of exceptions. Not only was the Soul Guard elected to be the Alm of Light, but the Alm of the Moon made an unexpected return. And I haven't forgotten about you, Jule, my favorite sproutling. I sometimes kind of wish you would. I couldn't allow myself to sit still and let such anomalies go undocumented. However, as the project progressed, I encountered a setback of sorts. I realized that I knew next to nothing about who you are as people. So what? Should we do self-introductions? No, it's not worth the energy. I attempted to research your homelands, hoping that some knowledge of your origins might spark something, but it didn't go quite as planned. Sheesh, you always overcomplicate things. Why didn't you just, ask us? Interesting. I hadn't considered that option. Well, let's get to know each other better. Starting right away. There's something in it for you, rest assured. And I know just the thing. Would you all accompany me to the Passagian Tomespire? I'd like to recommend some books, curated to match your interest. A stroll through the Tomespire is a splendid way to relax. Actually, there's manuscript I could do with picking up while we're there. Sounds like you're just dragging us along on an errand run. I think it's an incredible idea. It would be an honor to receive reading recommendations from Master Aesch. At least someone's excited. And it might be rubbing off on me, because I'm curious to hear Aesch's suggestions too. My suggestions will be more than satisfactory, I assure you. My curated book lists have had nothing but rave reviews from the scribes in Lagrazzo. Honestly, I'm not much of a reader. I prefer being read to. Karina, in that case, you should subscribe to my narration channel, Stabby Reads. I will happily read you all of the best sci-fi stories from r/HFY, also known as Humanity Fuck Yeah. A subreddit devoted entirely to stories of humans being amazing. And sometimes being amazingly horrible. Because every once in a while someone writes a story that's less humanity fuck yeah and more humanity what the fuck. Time to show us your stuff, Aesch. I'll be waiting for you at the entrance to the tomespire. Don't dawdle now. Side quest accepted. Oh boy. Alright, well. Wrong way. This way. Oh, and this counts as inside of a town, so we can't dash. And breaking out of the run is gonna be annoying later. But what else is new? You're the one that was looking for the replacement support from last time. What are you searching for this time? A person, actually. Do you know of a guy named Higley? Higley? Don't think I know anybody by that name. Sorry, I'm still just an apprentice scribe. Try asking someone who's been here a while. One of them might know something. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. The scholars here have their noses buried so deep in their books, they hardly pay attention to much else. Case in point, I was looking for the head curator the other day, asking any scribe I came across if they knew where he was, but they all mumbled back completely different answers. Really now? Sorry, I need to go look for Higley, but, let's chat again another time. Pressed for time as always, I see. Very well. Alright. Let's, head back. Come on. Head back, thank you. Oh no, I should not have dropped down. He was just on the other side, he was not downstairs. Alright, now I get to climb back up. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. Come on. Well. Soulguard, are you looking for something? A manuscript, perhaps? I'm trying to find a guy named Higley. I think she's here in Lagrazzo somewhere. Do you know her? Higley. She's a scribe here, though I'm afraid I have no idea where in the archives she might be. She keeps to herself most of the time. Anytime we try to approach her, she tells us to leave her alone and not mention her homeland. That's gotta be her then. And it sounds like she still hates Guju. Anyway, now we know she's here, we just need to keep searching Lagrazzo until we find her. Will you give me the answer? You will. Alright. Backtrack here and take these stairs. Scoop Scribe. Word is that you're asking around Lagrazzo about Gaians. Let me tell you what I know of them. They primarily resided in the Earth Village and are well known for being specialists in artisanry. They rarely, if ever, accepted outsiders into their community. You might encounter Gaians around the world who don't hail from Guju, but they are few in number. The majority chose to remain in Guju and the surrounding lands. However, their reclusiveness did give birth to unique culture, one that made use of the properties of the earth beneath their feet. Although they have established writing systems, their knowledge has traditionally been passed on orally from one generation to the next. However, when the village fell to ruin 4 years ago, much of their culture and traditions were lost with the people who perished. Sorry to interrupt, this is all really great stuff to know, but we're not here to learn about Gaians. We need to find a Gaian. A scribe, actually. Her name's Higley. My apologies, I cannot help you there, but at least you learned something new. Remember, the path towards knowledge is hardly ever a straight road. So much for that. Okay. Let's head back. And this time we want to drop down into the circle. Nope, too far. We only wanted to go one step down. That's okay. Gabby Scribe Jua. If you're looking for someone, you say, good luck there. Most of the folks here try their level best to not be found, and they rarely appreciate being disturbed when you do find them. But I don't mind helping to look for this person of yours. Describe them to me. Well, she's a Gaian, originally from Guju. Her name is Higley, and we believe she's a scribe here. I know exactly who you're talking about. She's made a nest among a pile of books on one of the deeper sections of the library. I haven't seen her come in a few days. I doubt you'd have been able to find her even if you'd searched the place top to bottom. Follow me, I'll show you where she is. Mind filling me in on the details of this search mission of yours while we walk. I love chatting, unlike most of the other scribes you'll find here. Yes, I see. Knock knock, anyone home? You've got visitors, Higley. Huh, visitors? What on earth could they want? Hold on, I'm coming out. Why are you visiting me? I don't know you. Allow me to explain. They've come all the way from Guju, you see. Said they found a letter you wrote and wanted to check if you were still alive. Their search led them here to Lagrazzo. I suppose they're messengers sent by a fellow named Watts. It seems like he'd like you to go back to the village. What do you think? Did you say Watts? That means Uncle Watts is still alive? But how? Guju was destroyed. This isn't some sick joke, is it? Not at all. I know it's hard to believe, but Watts is alive. He's in Guju right now. Alright, I believe you, but knowing how terrible a fighter Uncle Watts was, he's the last person I'd expect to survive. I'm relieved to hear he made it out alive. But I'm sorry, I'm not going back. If you truly read the letter I wrote, then you know the reason why I hated Guju, and I still do. The people there were obsessed with preserving tradition and refused to accept any form of new idea. The villagers said that everything I would ever need to know would be taught to me by the elders. I was even admonished for reading books. But look at where that got them. That wisdom is all gone now, buried alongside the elders that insisted on keeping it in their heads. Guju's rich history and culture are no more, all because of a stubborn reliance on oral tradition. What a waste. Higley, I understand that the way of life in Guju didn't agree with you, and I think you were within your rights to leave. I'm as upset as the next person that Guju's unique culture has been lost. I've always adored their earthenware. Generations of knowledge and tradition, gone in an instant with nobody left to pass it on. You're right, it is a waste. Huh. If you like it so much, then why don't you go to Guju instead of me? Good luck getting them to accept you. You're an outlander born of a different earth than us. Oh, well, I can't argue with that. I think I'm done with this discussion. Oh, and tell Watts that I'm happy to hear he's alive and well, but I'll never return to Guju. Okay, we will. Thanks for your time. Cool. That now takes us back to Watts. So that requires Trent, that requires a Free Village of Tsata, that requires going back to Guju, going back. Aesch's book recommendations in Passage and Tomespire. Alright, that's what we're doing. Oh, here was her. No. I mean, we had the chest here. But yeah. She was hiding where that chest was. Interesting. Yes, move to Lagrazzo Dark Archives. Let's go to the Passagian Tomespire.
Let's use the Meridian to travel.
Or, just teleport on the map. Are you ready to hear my recommendations? Yes. Well, let's be off then. Come on. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of flags. Yep, 5 of them total. Cool. 1 for each character. Makes sense. Nothing directly here. I don't feel like wasting time with any of those. Nothing's shown up on the map here.
Yeah. Stand clear. Yeah.
Here's a...
Curious.
As for you, Palomina, well, I don't really have all that much to ask you. It is scarcely a surprise. Our friendship spans many years, and I have lodged in Lagrazzo often. Lagrazzo welcomes any individual on a quest for knowledge, and to the majority of the scholars here, social standing and prestige hold little sway. Lagrazzo must have served as a place of respite for you, Palomina. It certainly did. This space is one of scholarship and studiousness. I was able to forget my status and my background and focus fully on the acquisition of knowledge. A person of your station shoulders a burden that others couldn't begin to comprehend. You hid it so well that most people were never even aware. You've been like that ever since we've met, Palomina. I, however, could tell something was amiss. You would visit the Isle incognito, countless worries weighing on your mind and bearing them all by yourself. I did not know you had noticed. I'm a tad ashamed it was all so apparent. Leading a country and uniting its people are difficult tasks. A quick glance at any history book will teach you that. There's no reason to feel shame for being human, Palomina. In hindsight, I can see that I could have done more to provide you with support. Sentiment is appreciated, but I cannot agree. You and the scribes treated me as your equal, and I could not expect more. That was all the support you needed to show me. I'm relieved to hear it, Palomina, but I do hope you avoid keeping your emotions so bottled up in the future. Your companions worry about you, as do I. I will strive to do so. Especially Morley. You wouldn't want to upset him, would you?
Well...
Morley? Why do you mention him? Oh, goodness gracious me, you can't both be this clueless, and I thought I was the socially inept one. I'm afraid I failed to follow. Have I done something untoward? No, nothing of the sort, Palomina. Here, this is the book I'd like to recommend to you. Alexandrite? But this is the complete collection. I never expected the tomespire to have such a rarity tucked away. This series portrays the hidden past of the jewel thief, but it is out of print. On countless occasions I have cried myself to sleep, longing to get my hands on it. Good to see your love for the characters as fervent as always. I picked it because I knew you were dying to read it. But there's another reason. I want you to unwind, Palomina. Read your favorite series, relax your mind, and you will gain the power to face your innermost emotions. The fearlessness to come face to face with my feelings is what I am lacking. Of course. Thank you, Master Aesch. I will make the most of this learning opportunity. Oh dear, the excitement has only made her more tense. I fear my plan has backfired. Yay. Oh, fine.
This shouldn't take long.
Here!
Come at me!
There. Take you. And I don't know. Light? Sure.
At once! My gratitude!
Or no, he could just kill him. That works.
This was our victory.
Anyway. Came from... I don't even know which direction we came from.
Yeah!
Whatever.
Yeah! Stand clear! Yeah! 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 Stand clear!
Right. You. There we go. Karina, you were born in Longren, the Vale of the Wind, am I right? Tell me, are the people there as hostile to outsiders as ever? Rude much? We don't hate outsiders, we just hate going outside of the Vale. Don't get it twisted now. But the honest truth is, I couldn't stand that mentality. One reason I wanted to become an alm so badly was to get away from it all and fulfill my dream of seeing the world. I wasn't a big fan of the whole upholding the ways of the past thing like everyone else was. Apart from the wind dyeing, that's one Longren tradition I do like. Wind dyeing? That's a way of coloring fabric that's peculiar to Longren. We scribes once attempted to replicate the ceremony here in Lagrazzo, but our efforts fell flat. No surprise there. Only Sylphid's wind can change the fabric's color, but more importantly, you have to become one with the wind. Wind dyeing can make for a great exercise too. Think of it like dancing with the breeze. I see. So merely reproducing the motions of the process is insufficient. It also requires a specific mindset to succeed. Thank you for telling me this. Ramco, I'd like to hear from you as well if I can. Oh, whoops, that's Aesch. Ramco, I'd like to hear from you as well if I can. Tell me, were you always aware of the existence of the Flammy Drum? It doesn't seem like she was. I have no idea what the connection between them might be. Oh, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. No matter what she looks like, Ramco will always be Ramco. That's the most important thing. So the link between Ramco and the Flammy Drum remains a mystery. It seems my forays into the unexplored will continue. How exciting. Aesch, are you making that creepy face again? My apologies. Force of habit. Now, taking into consideration what you've disclosed to me thus far, allow me to recommend a book. How can you possibly suggest a book based off of that? I hardly told you anything. What little you told me spoke volumes as to your personality. You are a rambunctious girl, brimming with curiosity and self-confidence, who always remains true to herself. And I've just the book for you. Sacred Dances for Sacred Beasts? Ramco, this is a book about you. There's a ton of pictures and explanations about all sorts of dances. And you know how much I love to move and groove. Maybe that's one we can do together. Woo! Look, there are illustrations of famous landmarks of the world. I've never even heard of some of these places. But if I read this book, it'll ruin the excitement of visiting somewhere new. Oh, what to do? Well, if you want to avoid spoilers, you'll just have to travel the world first, it would seem. Are you being supportive, Aesch? Everything okay with you? Anyway, I'm not returning the book until I've visited every place in it. Come on, Ramco, we've got some reading to do. She doesn't seem to have realized that I pulled the book straight from the children's section. Well, what she doesn't know won't bother her. Oh, Master Aesch, you truly are magnificent. 1, 2, Okay, yeah, and still one over there. So yeah, let's continue onwards. If I could just remember which direction onwards is. Oh, no. That's where we came from. Alright. So onwards is this way? No. Okay. Fine, I'll fight you guys.
Fascinatingly.
We ask for your honor.
Just one more.
May this momentum
Okay, I
motivate
didn't need to fight them. Simple enough. Nothing out that way, nothing out that way. Alright, there is our next target. Interact, please. Okay.
Stand clear.
Nope. Almost went too far. Alright, what do we have here? Val. Tell me, Val, what was your childhood like? What were your pastimes? I want to hear anything and everything. My childhood? Well, I was a pretty energetic kid, always running around playing with swords. I had this wooden one my dad made that almost never left my side. My dad's a blacksmith, you see. I was curious about making swords and all, but I much preferred swinging them around instead. What else? Oh, I helped my mom out a lot with farm work. Farming is really labor-intensive, but it sure builds strength. Ah, your upbringing certainly sets you in good stead to become a capable sword fighter. When I was little, I just helped out my mom, but as I got older and was able to do more things, I'd use the time between soul guard training to lend a hand around the village. I'd carry stuff for people, chop firewood, get the fishing tackle ready. Anything to spare me from my master's rambling lectures. You are a man of many talents, Val. I imagine you could easily complete any task if you just set your mind to it. That couldn't be further from the truth. I never really took to raising our livestock. The animals would always get angry at me, or run away when I got near them. Which is a shame, because I actually like tending to the animals. Maybe if I put a bit more effort into it. I see. Val, you are the very picture of an alm of light. Humble, pure of heart, ever positive. I wouldn't go that far, Aesch. There's a lot I could still do better at. Humble? Like having a bit of pride in yourself. Now then, I think I have just the book for you. Let's see. Aha, here it is. I hope you like it. The Animal Whisperer. What they're actually thinking. Doesn't seem too difficult either. Books with a lot of words always send me to sleep. But why this book? Why would I pursue something I have no hope of being good at? I'll have a flick through. You'll see why soon enough. Alright. Wait, when some animals wag their tails, it can mean they're happy? All this time I assumed it meant they were being defensive. Aesch, if you hadn't shown me this book, I'd never have learned this. Wisdom changes the way one looks at the world. If you ever feel down because something didn't go your way, I want you to remember this book and the feeling it gave you. Why are you acting all nice today, Aesch? Flatter me as much as you like, but a book is all you're getting. Alright, next one. Do we head... Nope. We head forwards. Actually, I'm gonna be lame
This trick
and
of
use the meridian.
teleportation is truly terrific.
Oops. There we go.
There is
That
much
meridian.
about the world that I do not yet know.
And it should be right behind us. What was your childhood like? What was your childhood like, Morley? I must admit, out of everyone in the Alm Convoy, I had a particularly hard time picturing yours. And what's that supposed to do? You know I don't think I'll ask. Anyway, as a boy, I was troublesome, I suppose you could say. I loved to run outside and play just like any other child. But I was also rather sickly. My mother was constantly worrying about me. I aspired to become a hired blade, just like my birth father, which meant I often ran headlong into risky situations. Even I admit I was a bit of a wild child.
Yes.
It sounds like you had a fairly typical childhood, Morley. At least compared to mine. What do you mean? I was a precocious child compared to my peers, which gave my parents considerable headaches. My personality back then wasn't much different than it is at present. I see. I suppose growing up as a child who's extremely mature for their age presents its own difficulties. It does. Yes, but enough about me. You certainly appear to be hale and hearty now, Morley. Once I started training to become a swordsman, I grew more resilient. I'm thankful my father introduced me to Milpa, my teacher. He's a strict master, but supportive. That's about it, really. Look at us, sharing stories about how we were as kids. Truthfully, I never imagined we'd open up to each other like this. Trust me, the feeling is mutual. It was most fascinating to speak with you. Now, please excuse me while I go select a book for you. I only mentioned my early years. Morley, did you just say your early life on Wikipedia? Will that be enough, though? By analyzing what you told me of your past and cross-referencing it to what I know of you in the present, a suggestion will naturally reveal itself to me. How about this one? Time, place, occasion. How to dress for success. Is this a book about fashion? It's an unexpected choice, I must say. I can tell you pay close attention to your attire. You may not realize it, but your outward appearance is a reflection of your ideals and expectations for yourself. You'll also find it has a substantial section on how merchants should carry themselves. You could use it to teach Niccolo a thing or two. I think he's doing just fine as it is. Thanks. But you do have a point. I can see myself putting this knowledge to use. Thanks, Aesch. I'll be sure to read it. This is only one of 20 volumes, so I suggest you get started soon. What in the goddess's name did you recommend to me? Okay, and we did a... Huh.
This trick of teleportation is truly terrific.
And there's the last one. You needn't be so on edge, Jule. I just want to have a little chat with you. That's what you always say, and then you start grinning like some creepy mad scientist. So, can you suggest a book and get it over with? Before I get to that, could you tell me a bit more about yourself? You need only answer a few simple questions. Fine. According to what scarce material we have on sproutlings, your kind spend their entire lives sleeping, save for a single custodian who stays awake to water the others. Is this correct? Yep. I'm an exception, though. Typically, one of the sleeping sproutlings is selected to be the alm, but this time the honor went to me, even though I was already awake. Normally, after an alm is selected, the next custodian wakes up while the rest stay asleep. So, that would mean you've been awake for a little less than 4 years now. I'm curious, what do you do to pass the time in such isolation? Well, when I'm not watering all my friends, I spend the rest of my time composing songs, wood carving, daydreaming. All solitary activities, it would seem. Do you not feel lonely? Nope. My friends may all be sleeping, but we're all connected. I don't think sproutlings even understand what loneliness is. Huh. So my hypothesis was correct, it seems. The sproutling worldview is one entirely different from ours. Curiouser and curiouser. I'd love to explore this point further, but I'm afraid I'll have to wait. The focus of today is picking out a book for you. Could you hurry it up? There's no sunshine here in Lagrazzo, and the air is too mugging for me. I'd rather be someplace brighter. Do you believe that sproutlings could ever thrive in an environment such as Lagrazzo? I mean, I don't see why not, but for me, a gloomy haunt like this isn't really my speed, you know? Oh, interesting. So a location with ample sunlight would be the best way to keep you here. This observation will prove most useful in the future. Hold it, buddy. Just what are you trying to pull? That's for me to know and you to find out. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, your book, Jule. Let me see. The Joy of Wood Carving. Objects as Vessels of Emotion. I'm not sure this is at my reading level. That's a discipline you're familiar with, is it not? Many people use the arts to channel and express their emotions. Well, maybe it can teach me how humans use objects to express emotions. I don't really understand, like loneliness. The book seems to have sparked some interest in our emotions. I hope it gives you greater insight into our hearts and minds. Perhaps you can take what you learn about us and use that knowledge to teach me about sproutling ideas and philosophy. Yeah, well, no promises. You've got pretty high expectations of this book, you know. I might not even like it. Oh, is that so? Well, not to worry. If this fails, I'll just have to come up with a more, convincing approach next time. Would you quit it, Aesch? You're really starting to scare me. Here we go! Return to Lagrazzo! Ha ha ha! Side quest. And probably, talk to Aesch. Yep, return to Lagrazzo. So let's return to Lagrazzo.
We can be at ease here.
Fast travel, Lagrazzo. I guess probably in the archives. We're at 40 minutes, but that's okay. We can just finish this. I want it to be done. Oh, no. Looks like, oh no, it isn't here. Silly me. Oh, I said... Yes, thank you. Let's actually go where I want. We can finish this up with Aesch. Oh, thank you for keeping me company today. I managed to get my hands on the manuscript I was looking for, as well as learn many new facts about you. Val, please take this as a token of my gratitude. Thanks, Aesch. I'll put it to good use. So, Aesch, what were you looking for within the tomespire anyway? I didn't see you pick anything up. It's the one he got hidden behind him. What's it about? Come on, spill. Karina, cease this. You mustn't snatch. Oh, communication for dummies? Ugh, just when I thought I was in the clear. Why do you even need this, Aesch? You seem pretty confident speaking to all of us. Exactly. I wouldn't say communication is the issue. It's getting you to stop. What's brought this on? Oh, it's not a matter of confidence, if that's what you're implying. Rather, I sometimes struggle to draw a boundary between, conversing with someone and talking at them. If my interlocutory skills were better, I wouldn't have had to resort to prying information from you so, awkwardly like I did today. Hence the book. You really do take the strangest things too seriously by far. Master Aesch, I think you may be misunderstanding something. The first factor in effective communication is not sublime speaking skill, but the ability to listen. And you have already acquired it. We have never been able to open up to you as much as we have at the tomespire today. I thought something was different about you, and all it was you giving us a chance to speak and you taking the chance to listen. Well, this is embarrassing. I wasn't even aware I was doing it. I suppose this means you have a natural talent for listening, huh? At least you know where you should be focusing your efforts from now on. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. It might even work out in our favor. Morley. Thank you, my friends. I was not expecting to be schooled by you in this subject. Something about the way you say that irritates me.
As you wish.
Now that that's out of the way. Allow us to pick up where our last conversation ended. Julie, if you could tell me more in detail what you meant by... That's enough for today, don't you think, Aesch? I've got a very important book to read, remember? Is he incapable of leaving things on a positive note? I mean, it's Aesch. What were you expecting?
Perfect.
Master Aesch still has much to learn, but I will suspend judgment until I have seen how much he matures. Well, not much time left for
Helping out
maturing.
people in need can be so rewarding.
There we go. Shelter of knowledge. Okay. Let's go. Perfect. Julie has the right class. Gear, arboreal parasol. Oh. Yeah, Shelter of Knowledge. That's a bit of an old one. Good magic defense, but that's about it. We'll stick with the arboreal paraquel. Still, that's just good for magic attacking and hiding from magic attacks. Cool. Still think Aesch should end up here. What if he gets careless and hurt? Okay, yeah, we already saw that one. There's Higley. Yes, move to Lagrazzo. Yeah, well, it'll be 45 minutes instead of half an hour, but oh well. That's fine. Let's go to the save point and save.
Aesch, don't push yourself if we get caught up in a fight. Just stand back.
Thank you, Morley. I believe I shall. I will stick to my observations.
Let's rest up.
Sounds good. All right, let's save, and that is it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like, follow, subscribe. Check me out on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, and Kick. Free money in the description as always, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye-bye.